let's be honest. You're having the same pain and the same relationship pattern, just in a different package each time, aren't you? Well, I'm gonna give you 5 proven ways that can help you break your dysfunctional relationship pattern. So you better watch this through. Number 1, first, I'm gonna need these again. Awareness. You cannot break a pattern unless you know what the pattern is. In my own life, when I had dysfunctional patterns in my relationships, it's so interesting. I had friends point out to me and say, dude, are you sure this is the type of relationship or the type of girl that you want? And I used to justify it so much from my ego, saying like, yeah, you know, love has no restrictions, love has no barriers, like we just met and it was powerful and it was crazy. And I was unconsciously ignoring the pattern every single time and just justifying why I needed to repeat it. So first, you need to do something so important, which is to pull yourself out of that big rabbit hole you're in, step out of it, and then look and say, is this situation, circumstance, or relationship getting closer to me getting what I want, the love I want, the life I want, or is it not? So first, be aware and recognize where it's not serving you, and then recognize what is the actual pattern. Look at your previous relationships, step out of them. If you have just broken up, use this time, please, as an opportunity to analyze and see, okay, what is the consistency in my last couple of relationships that wasn't working out? And number 2, which leads me to the next important point, you know now what the pattern is. You know, let's say it's someone who is emotionally unavailable and you keep throwing yourself at them continuously. You know the what now. Now the next huge piece is to know the why. The why. So ask yourself now, when you recognize this pattern coming in again and again, something helpful I ask myself is, what am I seeking from this? Now, at the surface, you're going to say, oh, I'm looking for love, I'm looking for connection, I'm looking for validation, I'm looking for just someone to be a part of my life story. But truthfully, when you dig deeper and deeper, you separate your ego, you separate your attachment, you may find out that what you're really looking for is validation. What you're really looking for is a sense of somebody else showing you and making you feel love. What you're really looking for is just a chemical cocktail of emotions that just makes you feel not alone. This is so important, because if you find out that maybe, yes, the why I'm doing this is because I'm alone, the why I'm doing this is because I need someone else, then maybe you can find the answers to that much better. And that's why number 3, which is super important, is, okay, I recognize who I'm being in this relationship. Now I want to recognize, who do I want to be? One of the best things I did for myself was to evaluate what was continuously happening in those relationships. And I said, okay, each one of these relationships, I'm trying to have the life of my dreams, but this is the only thing I'm getting. So then I had to write down, what is it I really want? And when I wrote those 2 down, I recognized there was a huge gap between the 2. So when you start to reflect and say, okay, who I want to be and who I'm being right now in these relationships, what I want in my life and what I'm getting right now, there's a huge gap. Then you bring your awareness to like, okay, what is it that I can do now that lies in between these 2? But first you have to recognize that these 2 are not in the same place. When you do that, you're inspiring yourself to say, okay, now I want to change. Now I want to try something different, which is why this is the magic. I'm here now, this is what I want. And now you get into the deepest part, which is number 4, meet your own needs. This is what helps you bridge the gap between here, the point where you're at, and here, the point where you want to be. Most of us, as human beings, we were born naturally dependent in this world on our parents, on our caregivers. Unlike most other animals in the world, we literally need the dependency. We have the dependency on our parents for up to 18 years. Most other animals, birds are kicked out of the nest in like a few hours. So we unconsciously extend this dependency. If we haven't had a strong sense of self, if we haven't been taught that we can show up for ourselves, if we haven't been taught that we are worthy of receiving love, then we will constantly keep creating this dependency on the world around. And so now, much after the ages of 18, when our subconscious mind is like grown fully, and our forebrains are thinking, we are now looking at, okay, where can I get love? Where can I get someone to show me who I am and who I'm worth? So you now need to take it a step backwards and you say, how can I show up for myself? How can I define who I really am? How can I learn to love myself? How can I learn to value myself? How can I be disciplined about what I want in my own life, my commitments, waking up, treating myself better, going to the gym? How can I learn to love me? And that is meeting your own needs. That shrinks the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And the final piece to this puzzle, can you guess? Wait, I'm listening. Okay, is number 5, drawing strong boundaries to protect yourself. In case you really want to know what a real boundary is, an emotional boundary, a physical boundary, watch my other YouTube videos where I've explained a whole bunch about boundaries, how you can draw these boundaries, what good boundaries to draw for yourself. It's in my bio. So coming back to this, and I'll link them below in the description so you can watch those videos, and now you get like a double boost of like inner work magic. All right, now back to this. Number 5, drawing strong boundaries to protect yourself. So remember, we've gone in these steps. You've come to this point where you've realized who you are, where you want to be. You've realized how you can start getting there by meeting your own needs. Now you need to protect that. You need to protect that valuable piece of belief, of identity that you've created for yourself. Because if you honor that and choose to like commit and discipline to it, then you will actually get in that direction, and you will then start attracting a life that supports it. But if you don't honor that, and let's say after a period of time, it gets challenging to stay away from your habits. Let's say it gets challenging to stay committed to your growth. If you're sacrificing your own boundaries with those habits, those patterns, and then you step back into it, you're attracting a whole world of pain all over again, and you start going backwards instead of forwards. So when you learn the art of saying, okay, this is who I am, Yats said this is where I need to be, and like these are my needs that he's brought to my attention, and I love it. Now I need to be my protector. I need to be the hero of my own life story. And to protect myself from being sucked into those same patterns, from giving up my own value, my worth again, and from not meeting my needs. And the better you get at drawing your own boundaries to protect yourself and keep that commitment, the faster you'll be able to get to where you really want and have what you really want in your life. So now you have this. You have a choice right now. You either get 1, to be complacent, which then repeats your breakup patterns or your relationship patterns, which means you have to watch my video 30 times before you finally get it. Or 2, you're willing to take that action, then come join us in the actual work which has changed thousands of lives, pushing people continuously to have a better and better and better experience for themselves by breaking their patterns and letting go of their pain. And you can do this by joining us at our live events, connecting with us, but come join us in this program called the GAUNTLET, where over 8 weeks, you will learn to truly heal your past wounds, break your chains, break the patterns, and start creating the life you really desire. So click on the link in the bio, which is, I don't know what the bio is, but click on the link in the bio to join us on this life-changing program, and I'll see you soon.